Hello everybody and welcome back to DTDcember, a series in which I'll be counting down my top 12 GTA villains of all time. If you want more info on this whole thing, feel free to check out my first video in this series where I explain the rules of my list. Or if you haven't seen my previous DTDcember videos and want to avoid spoilers, check out this playlist to watch every prior entry up to this point. Today, I'll be talking about my number 8 entry into this list, Lance Vance from Vice City. I said a few episodes ago that we'd get to him, and now it's finally time to talk about the last dance of Lance Vance. Similar to a previous entry, Billy Gray, Lance is introduced to us as an ally near the beginning of the game, though he starts off being much more enigmatic than any other character I've talked about so far, given his strange ability to appear when Tommy needs him most, and then disappear right afterwards without a trace. We first meet Lance while following a lead on who ambushed the drug dealer at the start of the game. He reveals that he's also interested in learning who attacked Tommy because Lance's brother Vic was the seller who was killed during the deal. Lance then briefly shows Tommy around town, specifically where he can get strapped, before parting ways for now with our protagonist. The next time we see Lance, he magically appears once again to help Tommy oversee a drug deal for Ricardo Diaz, who they would soon learn was behind the ambush at the start of the game. Through the next couple of missions involving Lance, we start to see his cool and calm demeanor he started off with shift into a more impulsive and reckless attitude as his desire to avenge his brother nearly cost him his life. By going against Tommy's plans and jumping the gun, the two are forced to work together to infiltrate Diaz's mansion before eliminating the drug lord once and for all, and with Diaz usurped, the two inherit his empire as business partners. From here on though, Lance's attitude starts to turn more and more sour as he grows paranoid of and feels belittled by Tommy, citing that his brother used to treat him like a kid and that he feels we've done the same by doing things like embarrassing him in front of the gang. Despite Tommy's best efforts to calm him, Lance's impulses take over once again as he stabs our protagonist in the back by siding with Sonny Forelli in the final mission. This leads to his subsequent death at the hands of Tommy Vercetti, and while it's hard to argue that he didn't get what he deserved, his death is still one that makes me sad to think about because of how much I liked his character. While Lance may not have been a strong villain by any means, mostly due to the fact that he only was a villain for approximately 2 minutes, his journey to becoming an antagonist is what really evokes emotion out of me because he's not a character I want to have to hate. Much like another character I'm sure we all know I'm going to talk about later in this series, Lance starts off as such a cool and likable guy, and when he reaches his boiling point and switches allegiances, it's a real gut punch, especially when you factor in just how much more personality he got to show in the prequeling Vice City stories. I mean, just look at how he dances around with the exaggerated swagger of a black 80s man. It just gives me goosebumps every time. Regardless, if Lance had more time to shine as a villain, I'm sure I'd be able to rank him higher, but thanks to the charisma he showcased while he was an ally that left me with dread after he turned into an enemy that needed to be put down, he'll safely earn the number 8 spot on my list of the greatest GTA villains of all time. But do you agree with this placement, or do you perhaps believe that Lance Vance should be ranked higher or lower? Please let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you're enjoying this series so far, feel free to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already, so that you'll be notified this Friday when I return with the number 7 entry for this list. But until then, have a blessed day or two, and I will see you guys in a few days. This is your boy Doug the Duck 6, and I am signing off.